Hi guys, today I wanted to come and share with you a little bit about something that I have never done. Got a lot of backlight there, so please, we got the windows all wide open, not just the curtains, but also the windows open because it's beautiful here today. But I wanted to share with you all something I've never done. Hi Lori. I have never cleaned my orchid plant. Now, I love, love, love orchids, so I can't sit down because it'll block that back there. I'm just going to sit down and do it. Anyway, I love orchids. And this one, I want to show you this. See these? Hi, Tiffany. Hope you're doing good today. These are the roots. And these roots, they're weird looking. At first, they kind of creeped me out. The long time ago when I first saw any kind of an orchid, I was like creeped out by like what this was, because I'm really afraid of snakes and they remind me of worms and snakes. I know, I should not go there. But this is a healthy thing. This is not a healthy thing. Can you all see that? Tell me if you can see this dead root right here. And they want to be like this. So about 3 months ago, I kind of changed up the way that I was watering them because they were not healthy looking. They were just getting kind of yucky looking. The leaves were kind of floppy and dying. So I started to water them actually more. And I keep them, hi Debbie, how are you? Keep them in a east window. And most of the time it's diffused light, so it's not getting like a hot beating sun on it. And my hair today, oh my gosh, I put on this new anti-frizz cream. Love, because of the frizzy air that, or wind and weather that we have here. It's like my hair always gets like this kind of frizzy stuff, and I've got so much new growth that it just keeps like going everywhere. So I digress. Anyway, so all of a sudden then I saw these roots that were starting to grow after I started to water it more and put it in the right lighting. So I was totally excited about that. Well, the other day I looked at it right here, right there, and I don't know if you can see it. Let me do something real quick here. Right here, in right there, see that little thing right there? I gotta be careful I don't break it off because I'd be really unhappy. It's gonna be a flower. It's gonna grow tall and it'll have orchids on it. But they're dusty. My whole plant is dusty. I've never cleaned them. So I looked up on YouTube. YouTube is our friend sometimes. And I decided to find out how to clean it. Well, she said to use fresh lemon juice. And I just happened to have a fresh lemon here in my house. So I took my little squeezer thing, and isn't this a funny little thing? One of my finds. Hold on a minute. One of our finds from Marshall's. And you just put the little thing on like that, squeeze your lemon in there, and then you get your fresh lemon juice. This is up about to there. It was all lemon juice from a half of a lemon. So anyway, you're supposed to use lemon juice and a little bit of water. So I was kind of freaked out, but I read all the remarks about it, so I thought I'll go for it. Now, one thing that they said, and let me set that to the side because I'm famous for spilling things. One thing they said is do not do the underside. Only do the top of it, because the bottom of the bottom of the leaf is where it breathes, and you could really harm it if you mess with that. So I'm just going to do just the top. Now, I am not an aficionado on orchids. I love them, and one of the reasons I like to grow them is they're kind of a challenge. And I like a plant that's kind of a challenge, so I can see what I can do to make it grow. I don't want to necessarily get the root, and I want to be really careful with that root because they break off easily. They're kind of brittle, kind of like a green bean, like a green bean. And Dinah, if you're watching this, I'm trying really hard to smile because I actually have one of those faces, guys, that when I'm just thinking, I don't look like I'm happy. So just know that I'm really not being crabby. I'm just my face. Just the face God gave me. My grandma had it. My mom had it. We all have it. I don't know if my daughter has it. I don't think she does. I think she looks happy when she's busy. Okay, that is gross. Let me get another one to do these other two. Really easy to do. Super easy. And it's kind of nice. I could have used some reconstituted real lemon, but I didn't know if that would be maybe a bit too harsh on it. I didn't know for sure. So that's why I went with using an actual lemon that I had in my cupboard. And the reason I had an actual lemon in there was I bought it to make blistered olives. Have you guys ever heard of blistered olives? Well, they're funky. You cook an olive and you have lemon juice in it, and you have garlic, and of course olive oil, and what was the third thing? Oh, red pepper flakes. And you just cook them until they kind of blister. You know what I mean? They might have a little golden brown on them. They were delicious. We did that over the holidays, but my husband didn't eat too many because he had the flu, but he's much, much better now. All right, guys, let's look at how this is turning out. I'm excited. It looks really good. See, some of these leaves don't look so good because that was during the sickness period. If you look at this leaf right here, it's got a little bit of damage on it, but that was when it was sick. So let me get this one. This still doesn't look quite as clean as it could. And another thing they said, now I know when I was in the floral industry and with the greenhouse and the nursery, we had a plant shine that was beautiful. I mean, it was good on the plants, but they never used plant shine on orchids, and I knew that from having orchids in the shop that was not something we should be using on it. So, okay, here we go. Look how shiny that is. Isn't that cool? Yeah, it works. I just have this. I actually kept it in the original pot. Actually, it's in, I don't want to get too crazy here, but it's in 2 pots. Yeah, I don't want to pull it out, spill it everywhere. But it's in 2 pots, so I wanted kind of a decorative pot to put it in, and I know this is showing that's not so funky and cool, but I just wanted it to look nice. So I'm going to put it back in its home, and if you have any tips or anything on orchids, get that stick out of my face. If you have any tips on orchids yourself, let me know, because I really enjoy growing them. We're going to be leaving our house for the whole summer, and I don't want to leave my plants. So my plan is, and my husband's going to cringe, I've kind of mentioned it to him, is to get a little Rubbermaid box and put my plants in it, and I'm going to have to take them with me wherever I go, because I've got 3 really cool African violets, the orchid, let's see, bromeliad, and a calancho that my husband gave me. So I kind of want to take those with me and not let them die. So that's going to be my travel companion when we leave for the summer. What was I going to tell? There was one more thing I wanted to, oh, the stick. I wanted to tell you guys about the stick. Do you know what that's for? When that little stem comes out and then the blossom starts, well, I'm going to take that stem and I'll place the stick closer to where the stem is. Then these are just hair clippies, guys, and then you just hair clippy it so they don't fall over. So that's another little tip. When I got this orchid, that's what it had on it, and to be honest, I can't remember the color of the orchid even. I think it might be purple, but it'll be a surprise, right? Kind of like my African violet was when I didn't know what color it was going to bloom. I bought it without any blooms on it. So I bought that in St. Louis about 2 or 3 years ago. It was a year ago. I was determined to get another African violet, and all they had was non-blooming. So we called it the surprise. So anyway, that's how you clean an orchid. So if you have any tips, like I said, let me know. And I belong to a group on Facebook that we do that a lot. We give each other tips on things that we're doing at our house or in our lives. It could be tips on keeping rust off your bike, which, haha, we know a little bit about that living here at the Gulf Coast. Or it can be like me, tips on plants, can be tips on maybe sewing, can be tips on SAD, winter depression, seasonal affective disorder. It can be tips on all sorts of things, and it's just a fun sharing group. So if you want to become a part of that, let me know. If you don't, that's cool too. So I'll see you all later. Hope you have a great Monday. So far, it's an amazing Monday here. So, all right. Take care, everybody, and thanks for tuning in.